I'm 25 now, and these are things 20-year-old me needed to hear. Hi, loves. Welcome back to another episode of Not Overthinking It podcast. I'm Elisabeth, your host, and today we are going into advice for 20-year-old me from my 25-year-old self. And when I was creating this list, I looked at photos of younger me when I was 20 just so I could get back into the mindset that she was in. And the thing she was worried about, bless her. I feel just so much more confident and secure in my skin. And I know that with time, I'm just going to continue to build my confidence and my self assuredness. Is that how you say it? But, anyways, 20-year-old me, I'll put some pictures up if you want to watch this on YouTube. Her biggest worry, let's do a backstory. Her biggest concern was her high school boyfriend, who was the center of her world, and anything that he felt, she felt. Like if he was in a bad mood, she was in a bad mood. But it's just like so much of a lack of like individuality and confidence. She started going to the gym literally for this man because she discovered, he's like a butt guy. I'm going on Twitter and I see liked by boyfriend. And I'm like, oh, this is a slim, thick ass girl. So, anyways, I digress. But the point was, I was very insecure, not confident in myself. Aside from my relationship, I really wanted girlfriends. And I just wanted to like skip past the small talk phase with new friends because in high school I did have a good friend group. And I always thought if only they knew me, then they would like me. But the fact that they don't know me, then it's really, really hard for me to make a good impression. I just felt like I was always having to make a good impression and I was just not good at that. Okay, number one, it's okay that you don't know what you want to do with your major. It's okay that you don't have a career path or that you're not sure about your career path. It blows my mind that we have to commit to a life path at 18 years old when, again, like I said, 18-year-old me's biggest problem was her relationship and her high school sweetheart. And so to think that we're over here having to make a lifelong decision at that age, and if you don't, then it's like you don't know what you're doing or you're wasting your life or whatever the societal narrative is crazy. And I heard this quote, or somebody was saying that when it comes to picking a life partner, everyone says don't rush into that relationship. Make sure that you feel 100% and that you want to settle down with this person for the rest of your life. But they don't have that same energy towards a career. And I think that's so strange. But luckily for me, I know that it's okay to pivot. Now I know that at 25 years old, I absolutely see nothing wrong with pivoting. In fact, I think it's brave to pivot, and I think that it also empowers those around you because at the end of the day, I do think a lot of people hide how they're really feeling about their career or they're complacent with it because they think that they are stuck in it. And even though somebody can be successful on paper, they may not feel fulfilled by their job. And I know plenty of people who would rather rather take a pay cut than to continue the work that they're doing because it's exhausting. So I would tell her, just pick a major, honestly. If anything, I would kind of go back and tell her, maybe you should try minoring in something just so you have a little bit more experience, like dipping your toes into different things and whatnot. But I think that it is what it is. And I don't need to be stressing about whether or not I really do want to be a doctor. It's all going to work out and I just need to take action. But nothing will happen if I just freeze and don't do anything because I don't want to make the wrong decision. I don't think that there's a wrong decision. I think, like I said, you're allowed to pivot and it just comes from taking the step. Nothing will happen if you're just scared of failure. And fear of failure actually just makes the journey not fun because failure is inevitable. Failure is inevitable on the way to success. You can't avoid it. In fact, the more successful you are, that indicates that you have failed more so than the average person or the less successful person, because that hasn't stopped you from taking the action. And failure teaches you things. You take the feedback, you learn from it, and you realize what you should do differently next time. So, fear of failure or trying to avoid it only just makes the process, your journey, not fun. Do what you think you should do in that moment. You don't need to think so far ahead. And when the time comes, you're going to pivot anyways. And I still know that my life path is going to consist of a lot of pivoting, and I'm okay with that. Number two, yes, Girl Gains is a good idea, and yes, you should act on it. I started Girl Gains in college because there was no space for gym girls. Even in the weight room, it was very male dominated. I felt intimidated, and I wanted to connect with like minded people, and I just didn't know how. So I sat on that idea for years. Okay. I thought something is missing and I need to find it. And I would look for gym clubs, fitness clubs, yoga, anything. Nothing existed. So at first I thought maybe that's because nobody wants it. But what I've learned is that the idea keeps following me. When an idea keeps following me, that means that it's something that I should act on or I should investigate further. And the same for you. If there's something that keeps following you, and you're like, why is this idea following me everywhere I go? And no matter what stage of life I'm in, it's just there. It's because you need to act on it. That is the gift from the universe, from God, and it's being planted in you because you are the person meant to execute it. And I always was a victim to like the bystander effect, where you think that somebody else will take action, and so then you don't have to. But it's actually, there's a study that shows um, the more people witness a crime, the less calls there are to 911. And that's because of the bystander effect. You assume that those around you have got it under control. The more people around, oh yeah, somebody's got a call. But why can't that somebody be you? It should be you. And so leaning into those ideas. So with Girl Gains, that idea followed me, and I didn't act on it until senior year when I only had one semester left. And that's what honestly gave me the courage to do it, because I thought, well, I'm leaving anyways. If it doesn't work, it's whatever. So no pressure there. But I would have liked to be president a little bit longer, or just to see the impact on campus and experience and be a part of the club. But nonetheless, we are where we are now because I acted on it, and you know, I did overthink it, but let yourself overthink it and do it anyways. I know this podcast is called Not Overthinking It, but to an extent, we are all overthinking something and we just need to take action. Okay, third, you are beautiful even with your acne. And also, tretinoin and spironolactone work. I remember I would just write in my diary or my journal, I want clear skin. Anything that would, any reality where I have clear skin, I'm happy. It's so funny when this exercise of looking back on 20-year-old you or a younger version of you, you realize that you do have everything that younger you wanted in some way. In we would want the smallest things. Oh, if only I had clear skin, then I would be happy. If only I had a bigger butt, I would be happy. All of these things. And then obviously when the time comes, you're always wanting more. But the goal is just to be grateful and almost mesmerized by the reality that you have and that you were able to attract because of your thoughts. So I would tell her, you're beautiful even with your acne, and I'm very proud of you for showing up and showing face regardless of how you think you look. And I would say that not everybody is judging you as hard as you think, but transparently, I do think that people look at your acne. I do think they notice that, especially when it's really, really bad. I had hormonal and cystic acne. And during COVID especially, I was so grateful because I didn't have to go into the public, but even at my home, before leaving my room, I would put makeup on, and it was just my mom and my brother in my house. And everyone that would see me, even my aunts and my uncles, cousins, everyone would say, "Wow, you're breaking out, honey," or "Oh, try this for your skin." And I know it's out of love, but that showed me, "Oh, you're thinking about it. You're noticing it." So I would tell her, "Yes, it sucks, but you're strong, you're beautiful. You don't need to let it define you, and it will clear up. Thank the Lord." But I am on spironolactone. It's a blood pressure medication, but it also helps with acne. I take the highest dose. Well, no, not the highest, but the highest that is for acne, I think. So I take 100 milligrams a day, and then tretinoin or like a retinol is a lifesaver. But that's why I'm so anal about my skincare routine. I just am very grateful to have way better looking skin, clearer skin, and so I want to take care of it. And yeah, I love it. Number 4, I would tell her that we are going to make the bestest of friends and our dream friend group. We are going to have that. We are going to attract the people that make us feel accepted for who we are. But it comes from being confident in who you are and what you have to offer as a person. Also, getting out of your comfort zone and initiating conversations. And honestly, people that don't like you, it's like it's a blessing, because then if you're trying to like meet their expectations, then you just feel drained after hanging out with them. That's also a really good indicator of if this person is meant for you. How do you feel after you hang out with them? Because now the people that are in my life, after every hangout, I feel so energized. And there are some instances in the past where that has not happened. I felt drained, and I always thought, oh, maybe it's because I'm an introvert, but I don't think that I am. I think I just am an introvert with the people that are not the energy that I'm meant to be around. It's not to say that they're not good people, it's just that they're not my people. So the more that you could be yourself, the better it is for you in the long run, and the quicker or the easier it will be for you to attract the people that are meant in your life. And there's this analogy that I like to say when people ask how to get over people not liking you, and it's okay. Imagine somebody asks you what your favorite food is, and you say sushi, and they go, "Ew, sushi's nasty," and you say, "No, it's not. It's the best food ever. Like, give me all the sashimi, the nigiri, everything." And they are just not on the same page as you. Their opinion of sushi is not going to change the fact that that's your favorite food. That is still the most elite food in life to you. And so you need to keep that same energy with yourself. If somebody doesn't like you, it's just a taste thing. It's a preference thing. They don't have a preference for you. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. And the same goes for when you don't like somebody else. Maybe you don't like a certain singer or a certain actor or whoever. That doesn't mean you don't have to look for the things that are wrong with them. You just have to say, okay, they're not for me, and leave it at that. There's no bad blood. And that's the same with you. I guarantee people are not over analyzing their feelings towards you. It's just not a preference, and you move on and you find the people that are so much more like you, or so much more like supportive of who you are as a person, and they see you for you. And that's not to say that you won't have your differences. In fact, I do think that everyone should be in a very diverse friend group, in that like the way they think and the way they express ideas and emotions are different, because it gives you exposure to the different types of energies out there, and it makes you realize that you don't have to take things as personally as you have been, because the more you're around different types of people, even with my friend group, like my best friend, she'll say that I remind her of her ex in some ways, because we have very kind of not, I don't know. Obviously, I think I'm more emotionally intelligent, but just the avoidancy of things, and it makes you think that that person doesn't care, or if I say something, it may not seem that I'm as excited as I am, because that's just how I am naturally. Like, my natural state is a little bit more relaxed, monotone, some may say, but that doesn't mean that I don't care. So just exposure to different types of demeanor and personality, and getting to know people and having those conversations shows you, oh, maybe that person wasn't being a B word to me. Maybe that's just their face, or that's their personality, and it's not something I need to overthink. Let's go into the last two. Keep being consistent. It feels like nothing is happening, but it is. And I'm talking about gym version of me, but also this applies to all aspects, honestly. The gym version of me wanted, I've said it again and again, a butt. That's all. And a waist. and. I wanted a slim waist, a thick butt, and I felt like I was plateauing in strength. I felt like nothing was happening, and just comparing myself to everyone else. On TikTok, you see, oh, look how I grew my butt 10x in 2 months. And I'm feeling terrible about myself because that hasn't happened for me. But I know that genetics play a huge part, and like the anatomy of your body, the way that some people's torsos are more square and some people's are more elongated because of where your hip bone is to your rib cage, and the gap between that will kind of determine how much fat and shape you can have in your waist. So I would just tell her it's genetics, baby, what we got to work through, and we're going to find the strongest, healthiest, most empowering version of our body the more and more we get strong, and the more we can stay consistent and stick to the program. Do the boring stuff, do the compound lifts. If you like walking, do that. You can do cardio. You don't need to, completely shut off different types of fitness. I've been loving ClassPass and Pilates, and I feel very feminine when I do Pilates, and that's why I like it. And I think it helps with core strength, stability, and just patience, because it's really slow, it's really hard, and it does transfer over to lifting. And my last one, stop being so cool. Stop trying to be so cool. Be weird, be yourself. That's all I ask of you. Because the more you can just be freaking you, the less trapped you're going to feel. People respect people that are themselves, period. Like, the more you can be yourself, that's the answer. The answer is in your authenticity. And that's not to say being yourself equals everyone likes you. No, like I said, some people are just not going to have a preference for that. But the people you attract with your goofiness and your free spirit are the people that make you feel energized. But you can only meet those people and let them like be exposed to their full energy if you show yours. It has to be a mutual thing. So be weird. Don't let the comments of anyone around you, your brother telling you you're too loud, you're too weird, you need to be calm, you need to be normal. Don't let that get in your head, because I think the more yourself you are, the more goofy you are, that shows other people, hey, maybe I don't need to be so anal. And I think 20-year-old me would tell 25-year-old me, can you please just be freaking fun? Just have more fun. Not be fun, I am fun, but have more fun and let loose, and stop trying to play it cool. Like, we all just all versions of us need to just have fun, because that's the whole point of life. Have fun. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please consider liking, rating this show on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It's so fun to rate it. You just click the little stars, and then comment also something you would want to tell younger you. Even if it's you from 6 months ago, what would you want to tell that person? Until next week, see you!